To all of you. I would like to greet Professor Wilcox, Dr. Kiran Patel, Dr. Pallavi Patel, Professor Kalanidhi, and all the students and professors of University of South Florida, and every one of you, my greetings. Friends, when I landed here in your place, that is the School of, that is Patel School of Global Sustainability, I saw what the importance of giving. Giving also is a great mission in human life. And when I was a president in 2006, I received a phone call. The phone call was from Swami Sivakumar ji in Bangalore, near Bangalore. He called me. He said, I am 100 years celebrate and I have finished 100 years. I am entering to 101. So you should come and preside over the function, he said. So naturally, when a person says he has finished 100 years, when he invites you, you have to go. There is no other alternative. I landed there. When I landed there, I found 500,000 people were sitting in front of him. All the political leaders were sitting in the dais, and many religious leaders, Maulanas, Reverend Fathers, and Swamijis are all sitting in the dais. I was one of the fellows. Now, what I observed, everyone talked about Varaswami, Swami Kamaraswami, Swami Kumaraswami, Sivakumar Swami. And finally, he got up. Swami Sivakumar Swami got up. He said, he is 100 years old, he is standing erect, and he gave an extempore speech for 10 minutes. Throughout he was radiating happiness and knowledge. I was surprised to see him. What made him to be happy, so happy, and make people happy when he is 101, he is entering into the age 101, what makes him to click? I was asking myself. Then I realized he has started 260 schools and colleges all over states and also neighboring states. And he is feeding 15,000 orphans with education every day. So the happiness of giving makes the man of 100 years old to stand erect and dynamically perform. So giving is fantastic. When you give, God bless you. That I saw just now when I entered your campus. And that campus is a result of giving. So I was very happy that Kiran Patel is playing a very important role for education, and particularly in this time of where 36 billion tons of carbon dioxide is being injected every year in the atmosphere, and you are thinking of global sustainability is a fantastic mission. I would like to greet Dr. Kiran Patel, Pallavi Patel for the great mission they are doing. And in few months, I understand Patel School of Global Sustainability will transform into Patel College of Global Sustainability. Friends, I am very happy to see in the midst of students particularly, and delighted to address and interact with the students and faculty of University of South Florida, Tampa. My greetings to all of you. Dear friend, today I would like to share with you a few thoughts on the topic sustainable development with green growth. Sustainable development with green growth, okay? The topic is okay? You want to change? You can change also if you want. So this is a topic which becomes extremely relevant and matter of action for governments across the world, societies, institutions, leaders, and individual citizens. Now, dear friends, before I discuss about the various dimensions of green growth, let me first discuss about a person who is the mission to regenerating the earth. In May 2010, while I was visiting Gujarat, a rural area, I met with a Premji boy who has made a remarkable contribution to tree planting in certain areas of Gujarat. Starting his mission in 1987, he would set out every morning with a small spade in hand and a bag full of seeds which he would plant on the bounds of fields. Later, at the age of 55, he bought a motorcycle. He explained me how he was doing and added mobility to his mission. He began approaching individuals and institutions for voluntary service and motivated them to engage in ecological restoration. He also brought school children into the folds of the mission by contacting them. He travelled more than 140,000 kilometers during his first 5 years on the motorcycle. Later, he and his team invented a unique petrol-driven mechanical blower which could be mounted on the back of a jeep, which would blow the seeds to distant 15 meters. In 2009, using his invention, he broadcast 10 tons of tamarind seeds in the villages around Ahmedabad. It is estimated that about 40 million seeds have been distributed by him. Even if 0.25% of them survived, Premji Boy has responsible for planting more than 10 million trees, one single individual. Now, these are equivalent to nearly 200 million kilograms of carbon dioxide removed every year, which in a typical carbon market would be worth about 200 billion per year. I have referred this story in my book, Target 3 Billion, where we have given a term for each entrepreneurs. We call them ecopreneurs instead of entrepreneurs. We call them as ecopreneurs, who are social entrepreneurs on a mission to help green the planet, Earth. We need a large number of such ecopreneurs at all levels. I am sure many of you will transform into ecopreneurs. Now, friends, as you are aware, there is a continuous depletion of fossil materials, derived oil, gas, and coal reserves as predicted by World Energy Forum. Also, there is a continuous rise of the cost of crude. I have been studying the price pattern of standard crude oil over the last 5 years. From under $25 per barrel in September 2003, and in 2008 touched $147, and now is above $105 per barrel. The world consumes more than 85 million barrels per day, 1/4 of which it is consumed by your country, United States. India too is the 6th largest country. India also playing a great role in consuming. India is too the 6th largest consumer of a crude oil. We are not only paying for the cost of the fuel, but also paying for the continuous environment degradation. The solution to this problem is indeed achieving energy independence. I used the term energy independence, which would also act as the bridge between the energy and the environment. Let me first give you the current global energy scenario. What is the global energy scenario? According to the statistical review of World Energy 2012, world is consuming about 12.2 billion tons of oil, equivalent to primary energy per year, which is equivalent to continuous demand of 15 terawatts of average power. This is the growth about 2.5% in 2011. Of this, 33% went by oil, 23% by gas, and 30% by coal, which means that about 86% of the total primary energy is supplied by fossil fuels. The remaining comes from nuclear 5%, small amount, hydropower 6.5%, and other renewable sources like solar, wind, tidal, and geothermal contribution by only 1.5%. Against this, the global emission greenhouse gases stand at over 36 gigatons of CO2, out of which 66% is directly attributable to energy generation requirements, either in electricity, household or transport sector. Thus, more than 20 gigatons of GHG is a direct result of meeting our energy requirement through fossil fuel. Let me now talk about the global energy independence. Vision, energy independence vision 2030, this idea I am pushing, which is another 18 years from now. What is energy independent vision 2030? Energy vision 2030 has to be three-dimensional. First, ensuring affordability in access to quality energy for all. Second, ensuring that the dependence on depleting fossil fuel is minimized, thereby giving stability to the energy supply. Third, it has to be balanced against the environment aspect by stressing on development of a green, thereby giving cleanliness in our energy. The energy independent vision has to be a global in its implementation and priority of all nations in the world. First one, very important, improving energy efficiency in industrial, transport, residential and commercial sector to reduce the energy demand growth rate by 50%. Second one is dependence on fossil fuel as primary energy source to be brought down under 50% by 2030. Third one, replacement of a petroleum as a primary fuel source for transport by less carbon emitting or completely carbon neutral renewable fuels. Fourth one is the international collaboration on promoting green energy development methods with seamless flow of ideas and technology. I am sure the Patel College of Global Sustainability will take up this area, that is international collaboration on promoting green energy development methods with seamless flow of ideas and technologies. Fifth one, reducing the net emission per unit energy consumption to 25% of the current rate. These are the missions. Now let us look at the improving energy efficiency. Currently, the global primary energy consumption is growing about 200 gigawatt per year, which is adding the demand of fuels and adding unto the emission also, as I said. This growth can be stemmed by using energy efficient techniques in generation, transmission and consumption. Let me discuss some of them. Distribution efficiencies, which is in some of you is engineers and technologies. Apart from generating power and running power station efficiently, it is equally essential to transmit and distribute the power with minimum loss. The loss of power in transmission and distribution is very high in many countries. Globally, the transmission losses account for about 15% for a variety of reasons. This is the result of transmission loss and unaccounted loss. We need to urgently work on improving the global transmission efficiency to ensure that energy wastage is minimized, thereby the demand for energy is also brought down. There is a possibility of transmitting the power through high voltage cables. Some nations have started doing that. This can reduce the transmission loss as it is done in some countries. Next on the intelligent buildings and corporate. Buildings use of 50%